Man, this is not good for Bitcoin or the crypto market. This chart you're looking at right now is delivering a major pump, and I'm going to explain why this does not set itself up for Bitcoin. You can see here that the dollar index is showing a powerful green candle. This is now 4 days in a row green, pushing decisively through its EMA ribbon and looking to close back above its daily EMA ribbon here on the dollar index. Now, why is this so important? We know that the dollar index is inversely correlated to Bitcoin and risk on assets. If the dollar index decides to go on a powerful move to the upside, this could signal pain for Bitcoin. In this video, I'm going to break down where this dollar index could be heading and therefore extrapolate that to get an idea of where we could be pulling back to on Bitcoin. You can see here already on Bitcoin down 1.3%. I made a video yesterday saying, guys, watch out. Loads of euphoria in this market thinking, oh, look, we've bounced from 29. And I came out and said, guys, there is very little evidence, very little positive news here for me to suggest that we're going to bounce off this green line and move to the upside towards 32,000. It just wasn't there in the charts. And I made that video yesterday to warn you guys that the little bounce we were seeing there at 29 was momentarily, and we were likely to head to 27.7. Why did I say 27.7? Because I'm looking at the weekly EMA ribbon, and now you can see that as the dollar index today is looking to reclaim its daily EMA ribbon, Bitcoin is decisively getting rejected from its daily EMA ribbon. So now we need to look to see where is support. We're clearly getting rejected from this EMA ribbon. Now we look to the next level of support, which sits at 27.8 to 27.7 region. If I go to the weekly chart, you will see straight away here, this is where the EMA ribbon sits. Ties in perfectly with this yellow dotted line I've got drawn here, which is horizontal support. I've been talking about this level ever since we failed at 31K. I said, guys, it's going to come back to here, just like we said it previously. When this run up to 30 here, I said, guys, get ready for a test of the EMA ribbon. I'm saying the same again, okay? This was a pullback. This will also be a pullback. I'm looking for opportunities to buy closer and closer to the EMA ribbon. Ignore all the hype going on, ignore all the meme coins and the bull tokens that other channels will be telling you about. Now is the time to focus. Focus on your favorite altcoins and your favorite veg, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum, and get them stacked ready for the next bull run. We don't know how many more opportunities we're going to get back at our EMA ribbon at some of these juicy price points. If you guys focus when we were moving here to the upside, when this candle peaked at 31,000, I said, guys, wait for the EMA ribbon. Some people were buying at the peak there at 31,000 thinking it was going straight to the moon at 45K. No, look, if you just waited a couple of weeks later, you are buying at the lows here on this candlestick of 24,700. And that is the difference between an elite investor and just somebody who's crying and saying crypto is a scam. It's not a scam. You just got to put in the work. You've got to be patient. You can't get distracted by this meme coin or this board coin or whatever's going on here. And you need to set your DCA levels and you need to do the boring hard work. And the reality is most people don't want to do that. They just want to find excuses. They want to look for a YouTuber to tell them what to do, right? Or they just don't want to do the research. They're looking for quick rich schemes all the time. Then they wonder why they get scammed, why they get rug pulled, why they get burnt. Keep it simple, guys. What is the one asset that has outperformed every single asset? Bitcoin. So start with your veg, build your portfolio the right way, set your DCA positions, wait for positions of strength, and buy in the EMA ribbon. How many times have I tell you this, guys? When this candle was pushing up here towards 31,000, shaking out people. Look at that big candle there. That's a doji candle. If you took our TA course, ijaz.uk/TA, if you invested in your knowledge, you would know that. You would have seen these big wicks on this candle and gone, you know what? I don't trust that. We're setting up for a big pullback. I'm not buying there. But the amateurs are buying there, and they're moving their hard-earned Bitcoin. They're hard-earned Bitcoin to more experienced people, all because they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the patience. So if you're fed up of continuing to do that, it's time to learn. Learn, be patient. Look at this pulling back here into the EMA ribbon. 27.7, we've got to wait for that level. Now, no guarantees you're coming exactly to that level, right? I start nibbling between now and then. I start laddering in my buys. Right? Just like I ladder out my sales when I'm taking profit, which, by the way, you have to go watch this video here. I'm going to link it up for you guys on my strategies for how to take profit. It's not good for you to wait to the end of the bull run and then go, oh, I have no plan to take profits. Too late. Write your plan down now for how you're going to get out then. Sort yourself out, get organized. Later on, don't say I didn't tell you this stuff. It's all here, it's all documented. Looking here for this position. Now, if I come into the dollar index, this is where things get painful. It's reclaimed its daily EMA ribbon, but thankfully, it's not reclaimed its weekly EMA ribbon. And this is what keeps us in the game right now. What you can see here on the dollar index is exactly what I had drawn. Look at my line that I drawn here. I said it's probably going to try come back into its EMA ribbon. We can hopefully reject it from the EMA ribbon and send it back to the downside. Because after all, this falling wedge continues to be in play. So it's good news on the longer time frame for dollar index, but we're still going to have a little bit of pain because the dollar index is probably going to decide on having another strong week here into the EMA ribbon. And it's at this point here that we have to make the decision of, are we going to push it to the downside? And if we can push it to the downside, that will tie in with Bitcoin coming into its EMA ribbon and then getting a strong bounce. If dollar index regains its weekly EMA ribbon, if it goes above its EMA ribbon, holds it and starts moving to the upside, that is going to spell the opposite for Bitcoin. That means Bitcoin would have lost its EMA ribbon and started moving for a bigger pullback. And that's where we need to talk about 25,000, 24,000, and we can make videos on that when the time comes. But for now, I don't want you guys to get scared by that stuff. Right? If you were scared last time, because when we were falling here, everybody was shouting the same thing. Oh, we're going to head to 20,000. We're going to head to 18. We're going to head to 15. I've heard it all before. This was just a pullback, just a healthy pullback. So the RSI can reset and then we had our next move to the upside. Similarly here, for the time being, this is a healthy pullback. The only time that changes is if we lose our weekly EMA ribbon. Until then, we're okay. Higher lows, higher highs. That's all we need to keep here on Bitcoin. If I show you that from this perspective, you'll see that a little bit cleaner. You can see a nice upward channel. But what does that upward channel need? Higher lows, higher highs. Okay, we just about got the higher high this time around. Just about wick beyond this high here. So we got a higher high. Now we need to post a higher low. And I drew this rectangle a couple of weeks ago when the price was here in this green candlestick all the way at 31. And I said, guys, I'm not buying it. I'm waiting for the rectangle. Now, I'll start nibbling a little bit before the rectangle. These are nice price points for me to nibble. I wasn't too excited at 29.2, 29.3, 28.8. Yep, I'm going to start nibbling. So if I personally wanted to ladder in, let's say, $1,000 into this market, I'm laddering in my hundreds. I'm putting in 100. I want to wait a little bit, put another 100, right? I'm cutting in chunks. If we get into that red rectangle, now we're talking. Now I'm going to throw in 200 chunks, right? If we fall more, then maybe 250. If we get to crazy levels like 27.5, 27.8, that right into that EMA ribbon, then I'm going to be throwing my bag, right? And at the same time, if we start losing that EMA ribbon, then we could be set for an even bigger pullback. But right now, there's no need to scare yourself about that. Right now, the EMA ribbon is still bullish. We're above that EMA ribbon. It's just we're on the downward leg to go test it. And that's why you can see how perfectly that red rectangle ties in with the EMA ribbon. I've called this pullback for a while now. I'm waiting for it to continue playing out just a little bit more. And then I want to see what is the response for the bulls. Are we responding? Is there life in Bitcoin at the EMA ribbon? Are people buying the dip at 27.8, 27.7, 28,000 flat? If we start seeing that with good volume, then that's good news. We're ready to start moving after our pullback back to the upside. And when we move to the upside, the game becomes very difficult because it's no longer okay for us to just, once we come down here, it's no longer okay for us to just do this. No, then we're going to curl over and that's going to be really, really bad. When we come back here, we need to bounce with very good volume and we need to break this peak. We have to get to 32,000 on the next leg up and clear through 32,000. If not, it's a problem. One thing to the downside I do have to share with you guys is if we do lose the EMA ribbon, this could be a double top pattern. So when we come here, if we don't rotate, and if instead this starts happening where we just keep falling, keep falling, keep falling, keep falling, keep falling, keep falling, boom. Now we're at the low of this candle here back in June. If we get back to this candle, this is the neckline, and we start breaking below, now we've got an M pattern. That is not going to spell good pain for Bitcoin. That's not going to spell good for Bitcoin. We could be heading powerfully to the downside. But let's wait until then. Hopefully what we do get is this scenario. Move here, bounce. Move to the upside, higher high activated, great stuff. Come down, higher low activated, and now we can go get a higher high, higher low, and we keep a nice steady upward trend here on Bitcoin, moving us into our next bull market. And that is what we're looking for. Nobody can tell you guarantee what's going to happen. But do you notice how I'm prepared for plan A and plan B? I'm prepared for either situation. As we move into this box, I'm getting ready to add. If we lose the EMA ribbon, then I'm going to be patient. I want to reevaluate. Is this M pattern going to be playing out? Are we going to be heading to 21, 20? If so, I'm going to hold fire on my purchases to let the price cool down to see where do I want to be getting my next entry points in. But so far, what I did say has definitely come true, which is that Bitcoin does not have the momentum to just immediately now go. It just doesn't have it. Now, on top of that, we've got negative headlines, right? We spoke about yesterday how we had the curve hack. We've spoken about individual ecosystem issues like the multi-chain issue with Phantom as well. Good news today, we did have Justice Sun come out a little bit to help with the issues going on over at Curve. But again, other worrying things, right? You've now got the SEC suing crypto influencer Richard Hart of the Hex token for using apparently $12 million investor funds to purchase luxury goods. Interesting news. So more negative headlines coming out, but more importantly, Dixie, the dollar index, is showing strength. Traditional markets even are moving to the downside. You can see here in the US markets down here 0.44 on the Nasdaq, which of course Bitcoin is still correlated to quite heavily. It's earnings season, a lot to look forward to this week. We've got labor figures coming out, so we will be looking for those initial jobless claims, and then on Friday the non-farm payroll. So naturally all these things are going to play into Bitcoin having quite a difficult week this week, but we'll have to take the data as and when it comes into it. For me, I'm still looking to nibble. I'm starting my nibbles now, but those nibbles will become more and more hefty, more and more meaningful the closer we get to 27.7. And then as we ride into this EMA ribbon, I'll be purchasing more, waiting for a nice bounce to see the bull step back in and buy that dip and keep this upward trend going. There is my stance on what I'm doing in this crypto market. A lot of people were calling for euphoria and, oh look, we're going up to 32 right now. Be patient. Follow the data. You can see the RSI there. You can see the price action moving to the downside. If you're not spotting these things on the chart, please do watch for ijaz.uk/TA. That is a structured TA curriculum which walks you through all the patterns we were speaking about here. The EMA ribbon, ascending triangle, descending triangle, cup and handle patterns, all the things we talk about here, Bollinger Bands, etc. all worked through in a clear curriculum which you can keep referring to as you're trading. Check out the links to the description to Bybit to support the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.